2:30, baby, won't you meet me by the beam? Y'all wish I would sing. I can't sing a lick, y'all. But y'all want some spare change today? Y'all want my 2 cents again? Cause you know I don't mind. I don't mind giving a donation. So here we go with donation time. My 2 cents, child. My spare change. You know, I really wish parents would teach their children a little bit better, right? And you know what? Let me rephrase that, because sometimes parents teach their children the best they can, the best they know how. But these damn children don't listen, and so they have to find out the hard way. So I had an incident that happened with one of my children. In this incident, I won't go into too much details because I want to protect all parties involved, because I know it was pretty innocent. They were horsing around, but you know, the incident could have gone to a whole different level if I had pressed charges, right? I could have had this little boy freedom completely taken away from him, right? Well, the incident that took place, although as a parent and as an adult, I know the child was horsing around, you know, and because he's a child, he wouldn't see things the way we adults and the way the law would see things, right? So he did something in a planned manner that could have been taken as sexual harassment. He had no clue that what he did was actually sexual harassment. And so I was left with a choice of, do I press charges, or do I have a conversation with this kid, with his parents, and with other people involved that could kind of send a message home to him that, hey, some things you just can't do. You know, some things you just can't damn do to people. And I chose to not press charges, right? But I made a clear message that ignorance is really not an excuse, and that this better not ever happen again. So let me go into a little bit of detail. Children do things like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but there's this thing that children do that's called pantsing each other, where they catch the child and they grab their pants and they snatch them down, right? And it's fun and games, you know, they horse playing, it's fun and games. But when you have a male child that is doing something like that to a female child, which I don't think it really should be gender specific, because it's according to the way anyone takes it, right? But in this incident, it was a male and female, right? The children was male harassment, especially when you got a group of kids around watching the act, and the child that is being pantsed feels embarrassed or intimidated, right? So I say this all to say I could have called the police and had this kid in a lot of trouble, right? But I didn't. I chose not to. Not to say that this little boy didn't drive me crazy with the bullying and all kind of other stuff, or pushing other kids up to bully and do all kind of foolishness. But at the end of the day, these are children. These are children who do not have adult minds that needs to be properly educated on this subject, right? So I took the time to talk to the little boy, right, and say, hey, this ain't it. This is not cool. You need to learn how to not touch between the neck and the waist. You need to keep your hands to yourself, right? That's what I teach my son. Don't touch people between the neck and the waist. And if you do touch them, it should never be, and not between the neck and the waist, but let's say you touch their arm or their head or anything else other than those areas between the neck and the waist. It should never be in a threatening manner unless you are defending yourself. See, you parents, please teach your children this, because when your children go out there and they are not taught this and they do this, other parents may not be as understanding when sexual harassment type of incidents occur. Other parents might be mad as hell, because I was mad. I was mad as hell. Don't touch my children, right? But I do have common sense to understand that children are crazy. Children get into all kind of stuff because they are children. And I was a real crazy ass child. Honey, I was a crazy ass child. Should have probably been in jail 17 times 17 times. Because we did everything. We didn't have sense, you know? We didn't have sense. Hell, could have been in jail, should have been in the hospital, all kind of crazy stuff, you know? Because you're a child. But, you know, I just had this thought. We love to say, I don't know what to say about this generation coming up. Well, hell, maybe if you start having in-depth conversations, serious conversations, you know, and start to educate them on things that you are experienced in, you know, teach them some of the experiences you've had to learn the hard way, right? Teach them these things. I think you know, you may not get through to all of them, but I'm sure you could make a significant, a huge impact to many of them. So it's our duty to kind of, you know, teach what we've learned. Teach the experiences we've learned, whether it was, you know, comfortable or an uncomfortable experience. I think it's our duty to teach them, because how else are they gonna know except through trial and error? And sometimes these trials don't fit the error, especially when you have melanated children. It's our duty, y'all. We got to teach them. We got to talk to them. We got to stop turning a blind eye. We got to stop being so mad of how things used to be and comparing it to how things are now. You know, times change.